Yes. So let's see what we can achieve today. And I'm trying to see. Let's just, how many do we have it now? So again, we just started streaming live on YouTube. Let's just wait a little bit while others join in. And, maybe in the next 5 minutes, we can start.
Okay, good evening, sir. I don't know if you have time. I wanted to share a little experience with you.
Okay, don't worry. Just once, well, let me just do something in the next 5 minutes. I'm trying to pull out something and then we can listen to that.
All right.
Okay, guys. So I think we have more number of persons who have joined us. Was it Achumba? Augustine, you were the one that said you wanted to share something with us.
Oh, no.
No, it's Dennis. Yeah.
Sorry, who? Okay, Dennis Suju.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yes, what is it that you want to share with us?
All right. So last week my knowledge of Excel was put to the test.
Okay.
Yes, I work for
I
an
hope you
NGO,
passed.
and well, I didn't pass, and that's why I'm bringing it here. Right.
Okay, let's hear
So
it.
we had a team of 8 persons, and we went for a verification exercise.
Okay.
So out of that 8, 4 persons were working on the database, while the rest were mobilizing.
Okay.
So that database contained the name of the people we came to verify. So
Okay.
4 of us had a database with the same information in it.
Okay.
All right. So wherever you are, you verify who you see, and then you color code it, maybe green, showing that you have verified that person. So when we finished and came back to the office after about 5 days, the problem was to merge the information. Remember, each person had the same information, but the person you met is not the person I met. This is for 4 persons. All right.
Okay.
So, and yes, we needed to merge that. And I tried to check all my knowledge so far, and I couldn't get anyone that could help us do that. And then one person in the team started doing it manually. And at the end of the day, she said 3 persons were not screened. And that's not true. But I know that somehow in the course of doing this thing manually, she might have omitted. We sent to her email. All of us sent her email, and then she was trying to, manually do that.
Okay.
So I just brought it up here. I'm hoping that we could answer this before we end these lessons.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. What you experience is a very common challenge that comes when people work with the same template, and then different persons collate differently and then send to one person to collate and consolidate.
Yes.
If I was in that team, the first thing I would have done was to either do an online form so that everybody will collate, and then it is arranged. It is collated in a summary page. However, even as that is, all we needed to do was, did you view our module 1, understanding the basics of Excel? We demonstrated how you can be working across different sheets. So again, if I was in the team, what I would have done is to have a summary of that template and then send in those other sheets from the other colleagues. Let them form the tab 1, tab 2, or sheet 1, sheet 3, sheet 4, up to sheet 8. And then I have one that is the final. Then I can begin to convert that table that you use into official table. So if you combine it to official table, then you can now append them. We are going to study something like that, hopefully today, when you use PowerQuery. So if you look at, you can see my screen, right? Can everybody see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Good. So it's just like this is a table, and then I need to merge these tables, all these 3 tables together to form one table. And each table might have up to 100 or thousands rows. And the same thing here. I don't know if that is what you are trying to paint. So, but if it is the same template, the simple way I could have done that was to convert all of them to official table and then go through my Power Query and append them. Maybe when we do what we are going to do today, then we'll be able to, we can understand that better. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so what we need to do today, this is where we need to arrive at. We need to arrive at something like this. So we are going to have each state coming in this format, and then we can now append. So I don't know who can just give us a recap of what we did last during 2 weeks ago, because last week we couldn't hold it. I know we started somewhere here. So to what extent? I need someone to tell us. Is anybody willing to give us a rundown, a very brief rundown of what we did last time we met, and so that we can cue in? So I don't know if we arrived at this point, if we arrived here, or but we remember how we did this, right? How we arrived at this point. Hello, can I get responses? We copied this from that PowerPoint, and then we used text to column delimiter to get this.
Yes.
We did the same thing here, and we got this. The same thing here, we got this. Some of you, this thing may be with bullet points. Don't worry, you can remove the bullet points if you want. It's the same thing. Again, some of you may not have this column, the sex column. I think it was in the, I can't remember if it was in the PowerPoint. So, but you can put in the sex based on their names. Then this is for Akwa Ibom. All I did was simply to put all this Akwa Ibom here as the state. So this, I remember we did all this. Then what we now say we're going to do again was to convert what we have here to official Excel table. And I remember some people were asking, and I said there were two ways. See that we could come here and go to, where's my table? Oh, sorry, yes, it should be here. Okay, this is already a table. That's why this place is not active. It's already a table. So you could just come here and click, and then choose that your table has headers. And I think I mentioned that. Please, you should help me to say yes or no, so I don't assume that.
Yes, you mentioned it. You mentioned it.
So we also said, once we started this, we could change the color, and then we left it blank. And then we also started the PowerQuery. If I could remember, we started PowerQuery. Somebody was saying, I needed to find out how did you get that? And I think I did it twice again. And then when we started on pivoting, and then that was when someone, 2 or 3 persons said their data had this value, this currency value still inside, that it did not disappear. Do we remember that?
Yes.
Okay.
One lady said that her own currency refused.
Yes. I think maybe what we should do with that, I still didn't have time to go through to actually find out what could be the issue. So, but what we are going to do is they can work with ordinary data without the currency symbol. They can work with the data without the currency symbol. So the next thing we need to do, which we started, and I hope we ended it, is to go to PowerQuery. So let me just delete this. Let me delete this, and then let's start here. Are we all good to go?
Yes, I'm good to go with you.
Yes.
Looks like it's only Austin that is talking. Okay, Mohammed has just spoken now.
Yes.
Okay. So the rest, please, we need everyone to tag along. if you don't want to speak, please, can you just type and let us know that, yes, you are following us. We are about 10 here. If only 2 persons are responding, it's not a good followership. I don't want to lose anyone during this course. Let's just say yes.
Yes,
I'm following. Go on. Thanks, Chidima. Who else will join the voice? So only 3 persons out of 10. Who else? I'm waiting. No. I want to carry a good number of persons along. If I don't get minimum of 50%, that means we are not doing well. We are not just here to just rush through and tick it done. We want as much as possible for everyone who is on this batch to gain, because that's the essence of the training, not just being available, present. Please, we need more responses. If you don't want to speak, you can type. If we're not getting response, probably they just joined. Is it possible? Or I should call names?
If possible, call names so we answer by our names.
Raf Chooks. Hello, Raf Chooks. Hello. Vic, Honor. Is Vic Honor available? Ebuka Anyanwu.
I'm available, sir.
Ah, that's good to know. Chibike Obonnaya. Chibike Obonnaya. So we have four responses now. Okay, Chibike is not responding. So do we call it off?
No, sir. I think maybe some of us are experiencing maybe bad network.
And you know, the number of persons we expect on this call is, I think it's over 20 or 30. Let me check again. And to see only 9 persons join is something that we reluctantly try to contend with. But yet, out of that 9, only few are responding. To me, I don't feel very, very fulfilled. I don't feel fulfilled when people are not following, or when we arrange for. See, the number one thing, yes, you guys paid some money. Maybe it's not really worth it. But for me, what I'm doing is more than what you paid. And I expect that you committed something, so you should gain something. Okay, so maybe going forward, if we don't get enough persons to join, rather than wasting time to talk about it, I don't know. I'm not really happy. And again, when we gave assignments, or after going through what we had for the week, nobody said, I got this, or there were challenges. Yes, Ebuka, some, it's some now. I know some. That is why people like you are here. But now we are, okay, I'm even counting 10. I should remove myself. If I remove myself, and we have only 9 out of 30 something, or 30. Well, let's continue. So let's walk through the Power Query again. So the first thing we need to do is to convert this thing to table, which we have done. So now let's go to Data tab. We are going to get data from a table or range. Remember, if you didn't convert what you want to work with to table, and you click this, you will be required to convert it to a table. But already it's a table. So I'm going ahead to click this. And then the Power Query editor will load. Has it come up from at your site?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so now this is the Power Query editor. And I think we have some queries here. Let's see this one. Okay, this was the one that we did before. So let me discard it. Let me delete it, and let's delete it. Let's also delete this. Okay, so we are working. This is the one that we have now. We just imported this one now. So there are a lot of things you can do here. Like this is the name of the Power Query. We can change it, but the name is derived from the name of what we are working from. So I've just changed it now because the table that we derived the data from is named Akwa Ibom. So we have this. Now you know that under it, we have the applied steps. So it's just like to undo, where you have your activity. Whatever you have applied here is documenting it, putting them on record so that you can undo them stepwisely. So what we need to do now, remember the reason why we are coming here is we want to flip it, if you remember. So let me explain that again. So I'm going to exit here and I'm going to discard this. So what I wanted us to do is we want this date. Let me remove this drop down feature. What we want to do is this. We want all of them to come under a particular header called date. I think I shared with us a presentation on pivot table and the rules guiding them when you need to set up your data that you want to analyze with pivot table. So what we need to do now, our desire is to bring all this under one header called date. When we do that, we would like to see Joanne on this date sold this. Joanne on the 8th of June sold this. Joanne on the 9th of June sold this, and so on and so forth. And then we see another row for James, and under the column of June, 7th June 2022, James sold this, and so on and so forth. So this is what we need to do for these 3 states. And what we can use to do that is the Power Query. So now let's go back to Power Query. And then we begin to work on the data. So one of the transformations that we will want to do is to flip all these data, which are dates. Let them come under one header. we are good to go with this one because all these names are under one header called staff. We are good to go with this one because all the entries under it are under the states and they are all states. Again, we are good to go with this because all the entries under it speak to sex of each. So now we are going to select those ones that we want to flip. So this is this. I select this also. You can see with my shift button, I can select the first one here, hold down my shift button, and then go to the end where I need to select the last one and select. So everything between the first selection point and the last selection point are all highlighted now. If there were things in between them that I didn't want to select, I could use Control. That's I'll click the first one, then hold down my Control, and then go and select the specific ones I want to highlight. But right now, all that I want to highlight are congruent. They are all lying side by side. So having done that, I'm going to right-click on any one of the highlighted columns, and I'm going to select to unpivot selected columns. So this is what I am going to select. Once I select this, it has unpivoted them. So this was that thing I tried to explain. Joanne, you can see from this state, and it's female. On the 7th, what was the sales? This was the sales. Joanne again, on the 8th, what was the sales? This. So I have done this. If I am done and there is nothing else to work on, I could save. But let's look at it if there are still few things that we need to work on here. This attribute, if you look at this ABC, it's telling us that the system is recognizing all these things as text, not as numbers. Remember that dates are numbers stored. Excel sees them as numbers. So two things we need to do here. First, we need to change this attribute to date. So I can double click inside and write date. Second thing I need to do is I need to click this and then change it to date. Now you see that if the moment I select date, this automatically will turn towards the right, because from our understanding the basics of Excel, we explain the visual cues that you can use while working in Excel. And we say that text have left alignment by default, while numbers have right alignment by default. So let's click here, change it to date. It automatically comes to the right because it's now stored as numbers. So here we can, it's already a number, but we can just say this is the sales. So if there are a few other things that we need to do, there are a whole lot of transformation we can work using this PowerQuery. And to tell us also that PowerQuery is, you can use it to work very large data, very, very large data that maybe can not be contained in ordinary spreadsheet. It has that capacity to hold several capacity of each cell, of each spreadsheet. So here again, you will see all the applied steps The last one was we renamed the columns. So we can remove this. If we exit, the column that we renamed here will go back to the default. Let's exit and see its value. So let's go back and say sales. The same thing here, and so on and so forth. Now, if you go to do something, leaving this last one, you will likely run into error. The system will tell you error because there are several things that have happened, several changes, several transformations you have done before that one. So what you are going to undo in the middle of all these applied steps will likely conflict, and you may not get, the result may not be what you would like to see. Okay, so the PowerQuery, you can apply it to when you want to run your analysis. The data may not be presented in a way that you can use a pivot table. So like I said, there are this analysis that we want to run. We want to use pivot table. And then the pivot table, all your data should have headers. So from the original data that we try to transform here, the dates are in different columns. We need to bring them up to the same column. That's one way. Another way is there are sometimes you collect data and then they are not trimmed. There are spaces in your data. I'm going to explain this, what I mean by that trimming. Let's just let's save this and push it out, and then I will explain that shortly. So once we have done all we need to do on this PowerQuery, let's just load and close, or we load to a data model. So for now, let's just load and close. So this is the one we have formed now. We have this. So I think let's delete this one. This is a PowerQuery. Let's delete this one. We are going to work on this one also. I don't know why it's still appearing here. So this is the one that we have, and we are going to do the same thing for the other states and arrive here. Now, let me explain what I mean by trimming. I'm going to show you something now. Let's say we have Nigeria. We have Nigeria. I'm going to put a space here right now. I've put a space, but visually, you won't see that space here. You would think this and this are the same. Let me also put another Nigeria. I'm going to put double spaces, 1, 2. Now, let me copy all this and paste them here. Now, I want to ask Excel to count Nigeria for me. If I say count Nigeria, you just look at this and say there are 9 of them. However, we might be wrong. So if we say count if, so we are saying this is the range. So what do we want it to count? Just click Nigeria. See, there are only 3 of them. Only 3 that has no space. This one has a space, so it's not counting it. This one has 2 spaces. It's not counting it. This one is the second one. This is not counted. Now, see how this will change. see how this will change if we remove the spaces. So here we have space, but let me remove this space and enter. It counts 4 because it's now seeing it. There are 2 spaces here. If I remove the first space, it will not include it. However, if I remove the last one and enter, it counts it. So PowerQuery is also used to trim your data, especially when you pull out your data from the internet, maybe HTML text. Sometimes you pick them, they are full, there are spaces in them. So you use PowerQuery to trim them so that when you are using your pivot table to count, it will pick those specific values. So this is just another benefits or uses of PowerQuery. There are several others that we use. PowerQuery is a very vital component in Power BI. Okay, so you use it to prepare your data prior to analysis. There are a whole lot of things. Right now, we want to also explain how we can add this and the other tables together. PowerQuery also helps us to merge tables. Maybe you have collected data from different points and they have the same template. You can append them together and you form a continuous table. Even when the tables do not have exact headers, those are some complex merging you can do. Say somebody prepared a template and here you have staff, then here you have sex instead of state first, then state is somewhere here. Okay, so you can use PowerQuery to command it that, look, I want to merge this, but however, this column and this column from these 2 tables or 3 tables are different. So those are other complex things that you can use PowerQuery to do. So it's very, very, I think it's one of the most neglected but essential component of Excel analysis. And like I said, it's a very key feature in Power BI. Okay, so I just felt I should answer that question as to when we can apply or make use of PowerQuery. All right, so we have completed this for the state. Let's go to.
Sorry, I have a question.
Okay, yes, please.
Okay, so yeah, so you actually mentioned that PowerQuery can be used for trimming, and you demonstrated that. But I was wondering now, from what you did, is it that when you load it automatically, it does the trimming for you, or what? Because I was waiting to see how it does that, but you didn't just explain that. You just said it could be used to do that.
Yes,
so
because we didn't have, we don't have a data here. I mean, a data set that has that. But what we could do is, assuming, now let's load this now. Okay, this is already in this for connection. Let's do this one. Let's do this one. If we take this one to PowerQuery, you will see different options that you can also see the trim. But I want us to work along now. Let's go to PowerQuery. Do this by yourself, or you guide me to show that, yes, we are doing it together. Remember, our procedure is as I'm doing, you are following. So let's just go ahead and do this now. I hope everybody still has this file.
Yes.
Actually, I've been looking for mine. I hope someone can just resend it. Okay, but I can get it from the WhatsApp group, I think. Yeah.
Okay. So how do we proceed? Can we have everyone join me as I'll do the second one. You do this, you apply the same thing on the first one, which is I will be doing Bayelsa, and then you'll be doing Akwa Ibom, so that once we are done, we know you can handle the remaining two all by yourself. Can we go that route? Hello, I need your responses.
Yes, fine.
Oh, okay. Can you all confirm to me that you have this spreadsheet open right now?
Yes, it's open.
Okay, yours
Yes,
is
I
open.
have.
Whose own is open? Can I get responses either by audio or by chat?
My one is open to.
Okay. Mohammed Kachala own is open.
Hello.
Yes, please.
My one is open to. Yes, my one is open to.
Okay, who says your own is open? Ebuka's own is open too. Whose own else is open?
So how do I confirm if my own is a table?
Okay, if you click inside this, you should see table design at the top here, where you have these headers, home, insert, page, and so on and so on. You should see table option or table design if you click inside. Alternatively, if you click there, all you need to do, just go to data tab and then click table range. If you click table range, if it's telling you create a table, then you know it's not a table.
Okay, like he was asking me for the range of the table.
Okay, so that means it's not a table.
Okay.
If it's asking you, it will bring, if it is not a table, it will bring out the table create wizard, where you need to select whether your table has a header or not. So if you see that, then it's not a table. So you need to go ahead and create a table using that wizard.
Okay. So like your own table here now, it's C2, is that?
Sorry?
I'm looking at your own table, which is on C and 2. Is that the range that is requesting of me?
The table that is showing is C2 up to J7. That's for this one. Okay. Whereas for Bayelsa, it starts from C10.
All right.
Okay, just a minute. Somebody wants the data shared again. Let me see. Just a minute. So I've just shared that now. All right, so if you all are open to it, so Please, let's go to Data tab. And I'm going ahead to click this from. Now you can see from my own, from my screen, the table that I want to use is not an official table yet. Can you see that on the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. So if your own is like that, then you know that you need to convert it to a table. So you need to select that your table has headers. So I'm going ahead to click OK. Now remember that as I click inside here, I didn't see any table option here at my header here. But the moment I click this, okay, well, it's going to take me to the Power Query. So the Power Query editor is opened. So if yours is like mine, which means we need to give it a name. Here, I just named it table 3. But I think what we are looking at now is Bayelsa. So I'm going to rename it here. Under my Power Query or query settings, the properties, the name, I have changed it to Bayelsa. And the moment I hit enter, even over here on the left here, the queries, they will change. So it has changed now to Bayelsa, Bayelsa. Please, I'm waiting to hear done or to see you text done. I'm waiting to see you say done. Done, changing name, finished, that's good. So this is encouraging. When we get these responses, it's very, very encouraging. Okay, so we have received responses from 2 persons, Ralph and Chidinma. We're waiting for the others. We are still waiting for others. If you have challenge, say you have challenge, and then we can come to the rescue. Great, GBK also done. That's 3. 3 out of, how many are we now? Oh, we have dropped from 10 to, we have dropped to 8, excluding me. 8 persons, only 3 done. Three out of 8 is not a good record for us to continue.
Say remove autofillers. I was trying to make mine a table, but it's not responding.
You say you want to remove autofiller?
That's the command that I'm being given. And
which one is autofiller?
when I
filter,
auto filters.
Auto filter. So you can hold Control and Shift, and then hit your L. Control Shift L. Did it work?
Yeah.
Eh?
Control Shift L.
It's making. But where did you select?
Well, I just touched the table, and then I went to data and touched the point on the left corner where you have the table range.
Mm.
So I now got that response. The table range came out for me to impute. I just pressed OK. Each time I press OK, that sound comes out.
Did you select I don't understand the auto filter, the filter they say you should remove. Now,
Okay. Let me remove filter. There's actually a filter on it. Let me remove it on the heading.
Okay. You applied filter there.
Yes.
Okay.
Is that why it's behaving like way?
But even if you have filter applied, if you click Control Control Shift L, it should respond.
Okay, but anyway, I've removed it. I removed the filter and it has come up now. Yeah. So
Okay,
you say we
that's
can
fine.
rename it to Bielsa. Yeah, can rename it to Bielsa.
Yes, rename it to Bielsa.
Okay.
So you want to join the queue now that says done?
Done.
Okay, so we have only 4 persons. Is this a good record for us to continue? So let's see what we can do now for the dates. Okay, so before we get to that point, like I was saying, if you come under here, assuming you have those kind of errors that you need to work on. So these are the different transformations that you can make. All these ones, you can round off your this thing, and then on each one again, you come through here. These are the different things you can work on using your using the Power Query. You can remove errors, you can remove duplicates. Trying to see where that trim. I'm trying to find out where the trim is. Text transformation. Can you see it here? Can you see the
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're transforming, you come to your text. You come over here, you trim. So you are removing spaces around your text so that all of them will become just the content itself without the spaces. You can change all of them to either lower cases or all of them upper cases, or you capitalize each one. And so this thing happened at very outstanding speed. Okay. So there are a whole lot of things. You may find errors and you want to replace them. So like I said, this is something that if you want to study Power Query on its own, it's going to take you a whole lot of time. But knowing when to use it for analysis and what specific activities you need to use it to apply is what we are going through now. So having done that, let's select this first one, the first date, holding down our shift. The way our data is such that we can select the rest with the shift button. So we hold down our shift button, come to this last point, select it. So all of them are selected.
Yes.
And then we can right click on any of them, any of the selected columns, and then on pivot only selected columns. You may be working with data that all the columns need to be unpivoted. That's flipping it. In which case you will just say unpivot columns. Okay, so right now we have selected the ones we want to unpivot. So we are going to ahead to click on pivot only the selected column. And this happens at a very high speed, instantaneously. So if you have done this, then we are almost good to go. Few more things remaining. For these two columns, double click this one, type date, enter, click this attribute, is called date. What we want it is date. So we click date, it changes. Same thing here, double click it and change it to sales. Enter, we are good to go. So what next do we need to do? Let's go to home. Remember, I came to transform. Let's go to home and then let's load and close. Load or close and load. Are we good to go?
No, sorry, my data, I renamed it manually, so it didn't move to the left. So I knew that something went wrong there.
It didn't go?
It didn't go to, you said numbers to the left, to the
No.
right, to the left.
After changing the date.
On
After changing the date, come to this ABC, this point here, and select date.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
It is that selection that will change it. Even if you write, you can write name here. Even if you write name here, it will still be here. But what changes it to the alignment is the nature of the data, which you are selecting from there. Yes.
Yes. All right.
So are we good to go here?
Yes. Yes.
All right. So go to your home, click this point, close and load. So close it and load.
Okay.
That is done, right?
Yes.
You're the only one saying,
Maybe I was troubleshooting. Others might have gotten it first time.
hello, are we all good to go here? But another good thing is that some people may even have finished the 3. Sometimes when you get something, it's good, you just go straight to do the 3rd one or the last one.
Yeah.
I think that's probably what may be happening. Okay, so now let's do the last one. This is this. I'm going to my data. So just do it fast since everybody has a hang on it now. Let's just go straight and so when we are done all of them, please let me just hear you say you are done with the 3. Chidima is done again. That's great. We're waiting. Raf done. That's great. All 3 done. I guess so. All 3 done, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's lovely. Who else? Who else are we waiting for?
That would be me. I think I lost out.
What?
I highlighted.
Where did you? You
Yes,
highlighted.
I highlighted all. I was trying to go shift the date, but it didn't to change to dates. But somehow each time I went back there, the whole thing got unlighted. So I think I was supposed to do the on pivot. That's the part where I missed.
Okay. So what you need to do, just you see those steps.
Yeah.
X them.
Yeah.
You get what I?
Yes, I've X'd up. I X'd all the X there. It's a fresh page.
So you can just start again.
Okay.
So was it you, Dennis, that you mentioned about your challenge?
Yes.
So we are going to do that now. You see that we have 3 tables now. We have this one, we have Bayelsa, then we have Rivers.
Okay.
So we are going to merge them together. Hello, are we good to go? So what I'm going to do also is I'm going to make a video on this and then share. I hope those videos are helpful.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And please share with your colleagues. We just want to keep bridging the skills gaps. Once we share, people get to know more and more. We keep increasing. So we are good to go, right? Can we proceed? So the next thing we want to do now is we want to merge all of them and have one table containing all the states.
Okay.
So If you come to this point, and then all you need to do is, so like for that your case now, you can convert them to official table. You know how we'll be doing that. Convert it to official table and then export it to PowerQuery. You may not do any transformation. Once you put it to PowerQuery, you save it. Save all the 8 different tables. And then we are coming at this point now. So what we need to do is we need to open one of them. There are 3 of them, the Power Queries. They are waiting for connection. So let's open any one. We have opened Aquibom. You can see Aquibom, right? Aquibom is open. We have Bayelsa, we have Rivers. If we have up to 8, 10, 20, and so on and so forth, we can merge them. So what do? We come to this combine here. So we open it. We are going to append queries. So we are going to append them. So I'm clicking append. I'm going to have this wizard open. Minimum is 2, of course. You want to append one to another. But if you have more than 2, so you click this one. And then all the available queries will appear here. So because the first one we opened was Aquibom, Aquibom is here. Which one else do we need to append? You may have several here, but not all of them you want to append. So you select which one you want to append. We want to append this one, we shift it that way. We want to append this, we shift it, we okay it. So we have all of them here. You can see Aquibom, Bayelsa, and Rivers. So all of them, we have appended them under this. So you can now close this one. Let's close and load. So now it has updated. It's now 80 rows. Before, each one was 25 rows and 30 rows. So here we may decide to now rename it. We can now rename it to all states. So this is all state now. It contains all of them, rivers, and so on and so forth. So I think we'll bring the session today to a close. Next time we are going to look, we are going to begin with pivot table. So we have this available. So we want everyone to run all that you are doing and have it combined like this. This is what we are going to use pivot table to analyze. Are there questions? Hello, are there questions? The way I'm seeing this thing, we might not be able to finish this year. You know, we decided to take it slowly so that everybody will catch up.
Yeah.
So let's see how I wish you can decide to impress me by walking through what we have done. Like today, almost like we forgot what we did 2 weeks ago.
Lisa.
Okay. Ebuka, which name are you talking about? Hello, Ebuka. You want me to revisit how to change names? Is it in on the PowerQuery, when we are working in the PowerQuery editor? Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay, well, I think he's not saying, I don't understand the change in name. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think we have come to the end of today's session. Let's see what happens next Sunday. That's 18th.
Okay.
So thanks, everyone.
Okay, sir.
Enjoy your new week ahead. Have a very wonderful, great week at work this coming week. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We have the recording for the last meeting and this and today's on. Yeah, that one available.
Yes, so we are going to share. This is live, so we'll share the live this in the WhatsApp group.
Okay.
Yes.
And then the last one, because I tried to refresh my.
The last one is still in the group. The last one is still in the group. Yes, you know we didn't hold last week now, so the one before the last.
Yeah.
Yes. So please take time to go through them. If you subscribe to our channel, you will get notification. You will easily get access to them. If you haven't, please do so.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.